Hello everyone, this is Helen H. and welcome to my channel, Moss Cottage. Happy New Year to everybody. This is January 1st, my first video, of course, for 2024. I hope you all had a safe and wonderful New Year's Eve. Today I wanted to try something a little different. Excuse me. I had seen it done before. I've never done it myself, but I wanted to do what's called a tab binding. And the reason is because I wanted to bind my little Advent tag book. And because they are single sheets of cardstock, you know, they have the little pockets on the back with my verses and everything, but they're not folded over, so there's no way I could sew the binding. So I think you can see the tabs here. I didn't do a very good job getting them even, but that's okay, because this was my first attempt at doing it. But I love the way it is, and I learned to do this from a channel called Shabby Soul, and I'm going to link her video to how you do this. I'll show you myself, but she's got a brilliant video, so you know, I will show you, but please look at her video because hers is fabulous. But it's a wonderful way to tab or to bind single sheets of paper together. And like I said, I just went ahead and did it with my little Advent book. I'll just briefly show you here. So this first one was presents. This one I did a video for. And then I did a video for this one also, this tag also, which was peace. And I did a video, I believe, for this one also, which was grace. I believe I did. Oh, no, maybe I didn't. Anyway, the packages, the presents are grace, because grace is a gift from God. And then this one right here with the owl and the time is watch. I did not do a video on that one. I know I didn't. And then this one right here is glory, and I used these morning glories. I didn't know how to picture or how to make glory visual, so I used morning glories, but I used the big word glory here for that one. And then you need to have an even number of pages to do this kind of tab binding. So this last tag I just put amen, and then I put just this snowflake here, and then that was already decorated. So my little book is done, my little Advent book is done, and I really had fun doing that. So I thank you, Jenna Byrne, for doing those videos. Now I'm going to show you how to do the tab binding. Now what I did, if you look at Shabby Soul, she must be an influencer for Tim Holtz, because she uses a lot of Tim Holtz products, and she uses his tape, his sticky, I think it's cloth tape, but that's sticky on one side, and it's all printed and everything. On this one, because my pages were so busy, I just used plain cotton, coffee dyed cotton that my friend made for me. I just used strips of that on this, so not to take away from the busyness of the pages. But what she uses, and her pages are quite busy, her covers are quite busy, and pages are quite busy. She uses Tim Holtz's sticky fabric tape. I don't have that, and I don't plan on buying it. So what I did was I just took some fabric and tore it into widths that I thought I could use. And then if you can tell here, I just did a whole bunch of stamping. I used StazOn, and I just used one color. I used black because I don't know really what I'm going to use the book for. But I did cut 6 pieces of, I think it's 140-pound weight watercolor paper. And I want to make just a little art journal, just a fun little art journal. It's only 6 pages, so there's only 12 sides. I'll get done with it really quickly. Gone are the days that I'm going to make journals like some of them I've made, like this one right here that has 100 pages in it. And look how gator-mouthed it was because I put way too many pages in it. Well, gone are those days. So now I'm going to just do smaller journals and get them done, you know, actually finish them. So I realize now that I have this light background here, but I hope you can see me. But if not, like I said, please check out Shabby Soul's video because she does such a good job. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my fabric here, and you can use washi tape, you can use fabric tape or whatever, and I'm just cutting little strips, and I don't know how, let's see, this is 1.5 inches. This little tab is 1.5 inches. Now, one thing I will say, this one right here, because I have so much on, they've got pockets, they've got all kinds of elements and stuff. I think I bound this one a little bit too tight. I could have bound it a little looser so it wouldn't be so gator mouth. This I'm going to maybe leave the tabs a tiny bit looser so that they lay flat. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and cut a bunch of these little strips. Now, how many strips you need is going to be based on how many pages you have. I went ahead when I did the booklet, the Advent booklet, I went ahead and made a whole bunch, and I have some leftovers, which is fine because I like this this process, and so I'm going to be making more journals this way, so I'm sure I'm going to use them. So it's not a waste, you know. And you know, even if you did something like this, what I'm doing here with this cotton, where I stamped all over it and stuff, you could just use these as a little collage element. You know, they don't have to be used for tabs for binding. If you stamped a little bit too much, then, you know, don't worry about it. You can use it for something else, right? Or you could use a strip for a top on your tags or something like this. Now this one is a little bit too long, so I'm going to just cut that little piece off. And I don't mind that I have all these little fringy parts. That's fine with me. Like most of you who follow me, I think you like the kind of grungy loose threads and that kind of thing, so that wouldn't bother you either. So I'm just showing you, you know, like I said, I just made a pile of these. I'll just finish this one strip, and then if I don't have enough, I still do have another strip here. I forgot to how many tabs I used on the other one because it is also 6 pages. I did the 5 tags, and then I had to do the plain one because I needed it. She said it has to be an even number, and I think the reason why it has to be an even number is because you want to end with 3 tabs so the back is nice and strong. So you see here, I did just tear one side of the watercolor paper. I didn't tear all the sides because, first of all, it's a real pain to tear 140-pound watercolor paper. But I also wanted an even side to do this process. So let me just move, this is just a piece of, here, let me use this small one here. This is just a piece of parchment paper. And I'm just going to take one of my tabs, and I'm just going to glue one end, just glue a little bit of one end, and I'm going to put it in the middle. Now she decorated, Shabby Soul decorated her covers before she put the tabs on, and you might want to do that too. But like I said, since this is going to be an art journal for me, I'm going to go ahead and put the tabs on, and I'm going to worry about decorating around them or over them. Now I'm going to have a little problem here because I got to make sure that is this going to be too wide? These little strips might be a little bit too wide because I'm going to have to get 2 between them. So I've already made a mistake, but that's okay because we learn from our mistakes, right? So let me go ahead and just take a oh, that's not going to work on that. Okay. I'm just going to take a little bit off of this. It's probably a little bit too wide. So you've got to have enough room to put 2 tabs between the 3, if that makes any sense. You're not going to put them on the same page. They're going to be on another page. And I don't mind. You see, these are not even. Like I just cut it and it was kind of wonky. That's okay with me. I don't have a problem with that. Because it's an art journal. You know, they probably will just get covered up anyway. So we're just going to do like that, okay? So now I have 3. If you're somebody who wants to measure, then go ahead and measure, you know, to make sure. This one actually probably could come up a little tiny bit. You know, if you want to measure for accuracy where they are, that's fine. So we're just going to go ahead and take this piece and we're going to fold it over or flip it over like that, okay? Then we're going to get our second piece. I can't tell with this heavy paper if this is 1 piece or 2. No, that's 1. Okay, and then we're just going to take 2 of our little tabs. And I was thinking, I love stamping on this cotton here. And I might just go ahead and make a whole bunch. Now what I'm doing here is I'm going to kind of line it up. I'm not being perfect, but I'm just kind of lining it up so that I can see that, oh, that's right, I have to cut this down a little bit. See that these are going to go between the other 2, that these 2 that I'm putting on now, kind of like teeth, right? They're going to go, or not teeth, cogs, like in a wheel. So I need to remember that these need to be cut down a tiny bit. You know, you see this mistake here, you're not going to make the same mistake. This is only the second one I did, and the first one I didn't have a problem because I tore the things really quite small. Okay, so now we have 3 on this one and we flipped it over. We have 2 on this one. Now we're going to flip this 2 one over. And you can see now how these teeth they're all separate, right? They're not matched up. So now what I'm going to do is get that off me. I'm going to go ahead and take the 3 and I'm going to glue the back of the 3 to this page that had the 2. And I'm gonna leave a little space here. I'm gonna leave a little like gap here so that it's not as tight as my other one, so that if I want to add a whole bunch of stuff to this art journal, I can, and it's not gonna gator mouth because I just did it too tight. I'm one of these people where I'm always afraid that if things aren't tight enough, then, you know, it's gonna fall apart, but that's not the case, okay? So now we're gonna get our 3rd piece of paper, and I'm just gonna put it here again. And we're going to remember to cut our tabs down to size. Well, you won't have to because you're going to do it right the first way. The first time, you're not going to have to cut them down. But like I said, sometimes when you do these things, this is lesson learned because this was the first time this is only the second time I've done it. So I hope I will get better and better at it each time. So now I'm going to go back and make another one with 3 tabs. So I'm going to put my tab there. And I'm not, you know, this cotton that I made, this printed cotton that I made, I'm not matching any pattern or anything. I'm just taking the pieces and putting them on. This pattern is so random. There's all kinds of stuff going on there. So I'm not, you know, like I'm not doing flower, text, flower. I'm just putting them on. So now we're going to take the one with 3 and we're going to flip it over. And again, you can see how our little teeth here don't line up. And then we're going to take the 2s and we're going to glue them down. So I'm going to bring that over. And like I said, I'm gluing this. You can do it as tight as you want. Even when you do it as tight as this one is, I mean, this one's very tight, it still opens really nice and flat, okay? The reason it doesn't look like it is because I've got bulky elements on here and pockets and stuff. But it's really a good binding method if you're going to do an art journal or something because it will lay flat when you work on it. I like this also because my art journals, some of them have the spiral, kind of spiral binding thing on them and everything. And it gets in the way, and I just don't like the way it looks so much. Now we're going back to doing another 2, so I'm cutting them down. I don't really like the way the spiral looks. The reason I'm going on with it is because I bought it and it was not cheap, and you know, I'm going to go ahead and finish with it, but I won't do that again. I won't buy another spiral one. And then some of the journals that I've made, they don't, you know, if you do the pamphlet stitch and whatever, they don't always lay flat either when you go to work in them. Okay, so now we're going to flip this 2 over here like this. And we're still good with our little teeth here, and we're going to glue the 3. So anyway, I wanted to try this. I had seen this before, and I must say I do like the look of the Tim Holtz sticky, I think it is fabric. I'm not sure what it's called, fabric tape maybe, or fabric binding tape or something. I do like the look of it. He's got some really nice patterns. But, you know, that's just not in my anything I want to buy right now. Okay, so one thing I know for the new year, and this is something that is kind of hard for me to admit, but I am going to admit it, is when I see somebody do something and it's like, oh, I want to do that too, I will go out and buy the stuff to do it. And then I don't always follow through. So the last one we did was 2, so now we're going to do another one with 3. I don't always follow through. So I might buy Tim Holtz's fabric tape, or yeah, fabric binding tape, and whatnot, but I might only use it once, and that's such a waste. So I've recognized I do that, and I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try not to do that anymore, because I'm cleaning the craft room and I'm sorting out stuff, and I see stuff that I bought, and I'm going to say on impulse, you know, and that I'm not using, and so this little piece here is a tiny bit too thick still. It's getting involved with that tooth. I'm not sure, maybe that one little tooth, I didn't cut it down enough. But anyway, no problem. If you use a glue stick, it doesn't matter because it will reposition. Okay, so now I'm going to flip that over, and my teeth are still good. Nothing's overlapping. And I'm going to go ahead, which one am I? I'm doing the 2s on this one. So I'm going to do this one here and this one here. And we're just going to do this like this. And I know, I'm sorry if this is very tedious for you to watch, but it's fun. It's actually a really fun little binding. And I think that if you give it a try, you will enjoy it. Okay, so my last one is going to be 3. So this is why you need to have an even number of pages so that you end with 3. You start and end with 3 tabs. If you end here with 2, it would be okay, but I think that, I don't know. I don't know why. She doesn't say why to do the... Let's see, what am I doing here? So, oh no, I'm doing 2 here. Sorry, I've got 2. I already have 3. Yeah, I'm doing 2 here. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, sorry. Okay. Here's my last piece right here. I have the 3 here. I don't need to add any more. These are the last 3. This is how I'm ending with 3. And I was thinking, how come I'm going to be ending with 2? Because I don't put any on the last sheet. The last sheet, I just go ahead and put it on and fold them over. And that's how I end with 3. So you could do 2 pages, you could do 18 pages. It doesn't matter. As long as it's an even number. And just remember then on the last one, do not add tabs, because the last 3 are going to wrap around like that. Okay? So here we go. Let me show you. There we go. So that's the little binding right there. You can really see it in Shabby Soul's video because she, like I said, she already uses her decorated pages and they're very thick, and plus that fabric tape she uses, and I think on some she almost looks like she uses like some kind of strapping. But look how flat this lays. Isn't this marvelous? And I did leave lots of room like in between here, so that if the pages get a little bit bulky, it's not going to gator mouth. It will just go ahead and keep closing properly. So I have fun with this. I'm sorry my demonstration colors were so similar that you can't really see, but all my tabs are nice and lined up just because the way they are. And I wanted it neutral because it's going to be an art journal, but I'm thinking I may at some point just go wild with the cotton, you know, making and putting hot pink or, you know, colors and everything, and then maybe some splashes of neon or whatever to make a super fun tabs on a journal. So now I have a little 12 pages to decorate with watercolor paper, and I chose the watercolor simply so I can use whatever media I want to. You know, working on my December daily for the whole month has been great, but that's more glue booking and junk journaling and stuff. It's not using wet media and stuff. So now I feel like I want to just kind of get some painty stuff done. That's why I made this little book. So I hope you give this little method a try. Again, Shabby Soul, I will put her link below with the video where I learned how to do this. She does a great job teaching you. If you don't get it from me, then please watch her video. She does a great job. And again, thank you to Jenna Byrne also for doing the Advent Word 2023, which I made this little booklet with. So guys, I hope you liked this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you did. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I ask that you do. I'm so excited for the new year. I've got a lot of fun things that I want to try, and I want you to come along with me. So guys, until the next video, I hope you're all truly blessed. Bye-bye.